Hello, so today I am going to be opening and upgrading this ThinkPad A485. The specs of this machine right now are Ryzen 7 Pro 2700U, it's got Vega 8, Vega 8 or Vega 10, can't remember, whatever comes with 2700. It's got 4 gigabytes of DDR 2400. We got the 14-inch multi-touch IPS display. We got a hard drive, a 500 gigabyte, 7200 RPM. We didn't get the smart card reader. It has 2 batteries, one internal and one external that's removable. The Wi-Fi is an 8822 Realtek with Bluetooth 4.1. We're not going to really change that, maybe in the future. And it's got a 720p webcam with a really neat feature I'll show you. And it has keyboard lights. So on the channel I have the laptop that I use, and this one is about the same price that I paid then, but with a couple more features, and we were able to get in it 32 gigs of memory. So this is 2 times 16 gigs DDR4 2400, and we also have a 500 gigabyte 2242 PCIe NVMe SSD. This thing was very, very hard to find. When we went on Newegg to look for the parts for this, there was only craptastic options from craptastic brands. Stuff that like other YouTubers would make fun of in their videos because they break or they just straight up don't work, and the comments all had like negative reviews. So that one is from SanDisk. I think Western Digital now slaps its brand on there, and so SanDisk and Western Digital, I guess they're reputable brands, so I'm assuming that they wouldn't put out a bad part, but I have no idea since I can't find any reviews on it. And today we're also going to be repasting the laptop with IC Diamond, and the reason for this is because this stuff doesn't really dry out. So like with normal liquid pastes you get, with the heating and cooling, the paste will end up drying out, and sometimes when you lift the cooler off the CPU, you'll notice that it's kind of like baked out and it looks like there's spots missing. Well, that is a problem, because if there's air gaps, then air doesn't transmit heat and you have a laptop that will overheat. So this stuff is extremely thick, and it's mostly it says 92% diamonds by weight, but it goes on really thick. And when I've had to remove the cooler from devices that I put this on, the coverage is fine. So anyways, let's get to this. So I guess you'll get to see how the laptop comes. This box, I've already opened everything up and taken it apart just to make sure that I can do this, but you gotta get your packing material here. It's very simple. Plastic. Laptop comes wrapped in a bag. And you have a manual of sorts, and that's it. There's nothing else aside from the accessory box in the box. So, very simple. So, put this away. Okay, so in the accessory box you get a 24 watt hour, I believe it is, battery. Yeah, it's 24 watt hours. There's 24 watt hours already in the laptop in like an internal compartment. But at least if you have this, you have an option to, without disassembling the laptop, someone who's on the road or something like that can easily get up back in the room, which is a very nice feature. And this is the power adapter. It has your standard, oops, I broke. It has your standard Velcro strap. So as your standard Velcro strap. I've already charged both batteries up, so that'll be fine. And this is a USB-C charger, which is 65 watts. So yeah, so it's technically, I guess you could triple charge a laptop. So yeah, I'll open up the quick start guide. Safety and warranty guide, setup guide. Shows you basically how to, what everything is. Yeah, so laptop is, it's lightweight. It's not like super heavy or anything. The I/O, you have headset, cell phone headset port, a super speed. What do you call that thing? USB 3.1 Gen 2 10 gigabit, HDMI, super speed and power. And this is a very nice addition, a full-size Ethernet port, an SD card, Kensington lock, and you have, this is where you plug the power adapter in. This is also, these are, I think, USB 3.2, 3.1 Gen 2, and I think they're both that, but this is more or less a docking port, like a proprietary docking port. Just confirm it here. 217 docking station connector. Yep. So anyways, this comes together like this, like any other standard old laptop. I'm not going to power it on right now. I'm just going to go ahead and take it apart and upgrade the memory. So I really like this laptop. If I had purchased a laptop now or within the last several months, I would have strongly given this a look. There is one fatal flaw that I don't like about the laptop, but you know, in time, I guess that could be solved by experience or what have you. I'll show you what that is later. Like, you kind of have to see it to understand. But anyway, so I'm gonna start the upgrade process. So I have my iFixit toolkit here. Start out with the anti-static wrist strap. Okay. And I'm going to plug that straight into the grounding port right here. Which, if your house is properly wired up, should be plenty safe to do. I'm going to, you will need a spudger, and you will need, I believe it is a number 1 Phillips, and then possibly a number 0. And a parts tray, and that's it. It's just a laptop that's very easy to disassemble. You might break a couple of the plastic clips, but who really cares about that? Okay, so let me just take these screws out. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. And I found the easiest way to open this one up is to come somewhere here where the docking port is. Oops. Where docking port is, and just try to get in there. This would have been where the smart card reader would have gone. It's a $10 option. I didn't see it, but you know, for $10, why not? So yeah, you just pry it open there, and it's just held in by a bunch of plastic clips. You might have to help the clips along on the back there. go. Let's make sure that's not hindering. Oops, fine. Wondering if you can actually upgrade this later. It's not expensive. Smart card readers basically been around for over 10 years. So it's going to be a cheap thing. So you might have wondered why I haven't removed the screws. Well, as you can see, the screws have a collar. Let's see, get that focus. Right. The screws have a collar around them. So they won't come out. Isn't that nice? This laptop is really made for an IT department who doesn't want to have to throw out the whole laptop when they're done with it. So I'm done with this. Okay, so maybe if you've seen other reviews online, you might have seen how, like, what kind of SSD you need to put in there. Well, here is the problem. What kind of SSD is that? I'll tell you, it's a 2242, which is the size that I just showed you. So that means 22 and 42 inches, or 42 millimeters, pardon me. So why is that a problem? Well, these are very hard to come by. I have yet to see a review online. And so there's not going to be that many people reviewing them. It's one chip, I believe, under this sticker here. So, yeah. Anyways, there's that. I'm going to have to leave the hard drive in, but if I was to take the hard drive out, there's a little clasp here that you lift up with your fingernail and you pull it out, and you can pull out the hard drive. This, I believe, is the keyboard drain port, these two here. So if you get water on the keyboard, it has somewhere to drain, and the bottom of the laptop has the two drainage ports right there. So if you're late for your office meeting, you actually accidentally spill coffee on your laptop. And this is the 4 gigs of memory that we're going to replace. It has two places. It has one here and one there. This is the other 24 watt-hour battery. CPU's there, with a nice big cooling fan, blower style. It also has easily accessible the CMOS battery, which is nice. And here's the Wi-Fi chip, which maybe sometime in the future we might replace, depending on, well, I guess depending on a couple of factors. So the smart card reader would come here, so I guess if I take out the battery, I'll be able to tell. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is remove the battery. And you just pull that out like that. Okay, so let's get our parts tray ready. Start there, battery. Looks like there's only two, well, maybe it's more than two. Nope, 3. Oh. It's the wrong screw. Okay. Guess we'll find out in a second if that was the right one. Okay. Yeah, so smart card reader might be a little different. So we might not be able to upgrade that later. But yeah, that would have gone here. Right now there's a plastic piece in place. I imagine it plugs into here. Right there. That's how it would be. Okay, so let's put the battery aside. We don't have anything plugged into the laptop now, so I'm going to remove the memory and then I'm going to take out the CPU. So this is the RAMAXEL. No idea what chips are on there because it's covered. Anyway, so put that aside. Let me just look at this. It does. It has 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's where we'll go in. So it's first. This looks like, yeah, it's one piece. Take that out first and go for. God, it's really hard to see from this thing. It's raining today, so it's kind of dark. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've actually done this a bunch of times on several different Ryzen. So yeah, the paste is already kind of dry. So you can see that. We got this laptop literally like, I don't know, it's beginning this week or something. The paste is already kind of dry. So, yay for that. Okay. Okay, I need so this is the tube we're going to be using. We're not going to be using the brand new tube. We'll use it to remove just some tips and beauty products. I swear, if you you have a good well-stocked IT department, you can almost take a shower at work. So you have pretty much everything there. Okay, so just be very careful of the surface mount devices. Not to apply so much force. I think I got it all. And there's that. Let's try to do this on camera. But yeah, I have noticed with the Ryzen processors and doing it on the other models that it's better to use a better paste. I did benchmark it before and I did get a performance boost. I think on my laptop was like 10 degrees, but I can't be sure. I'll have to figure that out. But yeah, so this is basically like a screen cleaner. And I use it instead of a microfiber cloth because it is microfiber on one end. Okay, so let's keep garbage in one spot. Okay, that's enough of the alcohol. Okay. Oops. Get a Q-tip. Get the rest of the gunk. Okay, just inspect. So it does have two thermal pads. I guess those are VRM MOSFET chips. I'm not 100% certain, but they certainly do look like it. No, that's clean. Okay, and so for chips that are rectangular, the dot in the center I find for these doesn't really work. I tried it before and it like kind of misses the corners, so what I like to do is I like to get a very thin line. You really can't go wrong. I'll clean off that stuff off the source mount device. Where's my... Okay, just for making me feel better, really. Doesn't really do anything. Okay, so, because this is non-conductive anyways, so I just kind of mush it out so that when it squishes, it'll squish out across all sides. Let's put that back on. Okay, nice and neat. There we go. And I'm also a fan of the get it into position, get the screws in a little first. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then go over it once again just to make sure, because sometimes when you tighten these things, the opposite corner will now be a little bit more loose, but you can see those thermal pads are contacting the fan here. Okay, let's plug this fan back in. Okay, I have to be careful with these things because you can rip them off. Okay, so let's get our memory. Okay, I don't think I'm going to put this badge on, but let's put that there. But yeah, so normally when I'll get any computer or graphics card or whatever, I will repaste it. Because I've had stuff die where it's a thermal death because all of a sudden it just stops working and there's no warning. These are really nice. Okay, RAM's in. There's the other RAM. Of course, it was right in front of my face. Okay. So that in. Okay, so RAM is securely in. Okay, now for the SSD. So I've never actually used an SSD of this size. I've seen other SSDs that are super weird, like one that had, from a long time ago, that had like a SATA port attached to it. That was like a Windows XP sort of thing, built into an embedded device. I believe it says it's M keyed. There we go. Okay. Let's see. It's nice that they give you the screw. So you don't have to go searching for. Okay. And so put the battery back in. You kind of have to angle it, I guess, so it can catch, and then it falls on a couple of plastic posts there to guide you. I don't really have to take the battery out, I just took it out to see what was underneath it. And yeah, I still have to copy the data from here to here. The operating system is a blank SSD, so I'm gonna have to copy that over. So I'll leave the hard drive in for now. Come back later and take it out. There's no need. The person who's going to use this is going to be using this for office work, but they have like large data sets, so it makes sense. So yeah, so that was that. Like I said, I really like this laptop. I like that it's user serviceable very easily. Obviously, in the IT department, that's important. I like that you can easily replace all the components. That the screws in the case, you're not going to lose them because they're just like a Nintendo or something like that. They have the screws kind of collared in place. And then the I/O is like excellent. Screen is multi-touch. So yeah, actually, let me put this back together and I'll turn it on. And notice it is just a Phillips one screw. You just need a standard one screw to do everything in this, which is really nice. So you don't have to buy a special kit to get in this laptop. Like, this is the way laptops were done before. It was only about, I guess, like 2012, 2013 that after Apple started testing the thin and unserviceable. But before, laptops, you could just take them apart. Used to be more complicated though. When you took apart the laptop, there would be like a billion and one pieces to batteries. Just you guide it in on these rails on the side and click, and this clicks in place. So yeah, the laptop itself. The laptop itself, it has a nice keyboard. You have escape key, which is nice. These are little tiny. I like the proper key layout. You also have what really nice is a function lock. So if you don't really care about the media keys or whatever, you can use that. It's turned on. Oh yeah, and another thing, the laptop flattens out, and this is one of the other features that I really like. This is the webcam right here, so it's got a physical switch, so that if you want to make sure that no one can see you, you can basically block it. You don't have to put a silly piece of tape like I have to do on all my other laptops. So it's powered on, and the boot up screen is really simple. So I believe it's like you press escape or enter to interrupt setup. Oh, maybe not. Okay, but yeah, this screen is multi-touch. Oh yeah, and it's got physical. It has the physical left and right click. The trackpad also does clicky motions. It also does feel very sturdy and well built, which is nice. Yeah, the hard drive, you can really hear grinding in the background there. I don't remember installing Windows updates on this. I don't remember connecting this thing up to the internet, so I'm wondering how it's doing this. Unless someone else did. Yeah, so it's IPS screen, multi-touch. Yeah. And I realized that I hadn't shown you that the thing upgraded. So you can see 32 gigabytes memory now, and I now have an extra 500 gig disk. I don't believe you can get any faster memory than 2400 in Ryzen mobile chips. You can always put them in the laptop, but they will just run at 2400. Okay, thank you.